This is the moment during a high-speed car chase when a thief, who was already disqualified from driving, loses control of a stolen Range Rover that still had the owner's dog in the back of the vehicle. Although the dog survived the impact, he was later put down owing to the extent of his injuries. At around 1600 hours on Thursday the 24th of February 2022, the thief, 30-year-old Nicholas Oakland, saw that the vehicle had been left outside some shops with its engine still running, with the Doberman dog still inside the car. He got into the vehicle and drove off. What he did not realise was that the car had a GPS tracker in it and that within a short time he would be in cuffs. Officers in the area were immediately alerted and ANPR work was carried out to guide officers towards the vehicle as the owner gave live updates on the car's location to the police. CCTV operators also monitored cameras in the York area and tracked the vehicle's movements. Less than 20 minutes after it was stolen, RPU officers from North Yorkshire Police followed the vehicle on the A19 towards Selby. Before we carry on, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It takes less than 2 seconds and we'd really appreciate it. With the owner's dog, Jake, still inside the car, Oakland nearly caused head-on collisions with other innocent members of the public, forcing motorists to take evasive action as he fled like a coward from the police. Oakland drove at high speeds on the A163 whilst dangerously weaving in and out of heavy rush hour traffic. But his every movement was being tracked by the National Police Air Service, who relayed vital information to units on the ground and the police control room, where the pursuit was being overseen by control room staff. Up ahead, police officers set up a stinger outside North Duffield. Oakland drove over the device and his tyres slowly started to deflate. Meanwhile, a police dog unit had also joined the pursuit as Oakland continued to put the lives of innocent families at risk in his bid to run away from the consequences of his own actions. Here's the moment when Oakland drove over the stinger. Rather than realising that he was not going to get away and just giving up, the thief continued to drive at high speed until he eventually lost control of the vehicle. The vehicle rolled several times and Jake the dog was ejected from the vehicle. The National Police Air Service helicopter also caught the moment on camera. Within seconds, the thief was detained by the police and he was taken into custody. The dashcam in one of the pursuing police cars captured some footage of Jake as he tried to orientate himself following the ordeal that Oakland had put him through. He would end up running away from the scene of the crash. This is the moment when cowardly Oakland was taken into custody, watched over by a general purpose police dog from West Yorkshire Police. A film crew who were out with the officers at the time also caught the moment on tape. Once the thief was in custody, the crew of the police helicopter tracked Jake as he ran from the scene. Members of the public tried to help the seriously injured dog as a police unit made their way to the area to take Jake to safety. Despite his injuries, Jake would run almost half a mile away from the crash scene before he was picked up by a police van. Jake was no ordinary dog. He was in fact a highly trained support dog who provided vital emotional and well-being support for his owner. In fact, Jake had travelled to over 22 countries with his family and many more were planned. During the investigation that followed, the officers involved had been hoping that Jake would make a full recovery from his injuries. Here's the moment when response team officers found Jake and put him in their police van before taking him to safety. A vet was quickly brought in to assist with the welfare of the dog. However, sadly, following on from injuries that Jack sustained during the pursuit, he passed away a few weeks later. Oakland was found guilty of dangerous driving, aggravated vehicle taking, disqualified driving, causing unnecessary suffering to a protected animal, and driving with no insurance. Appearing at York Crown Court in October 2022, Oakland was jailed for 19 months. He was also disqualified again from driving for 3 years and 9 months. But what do you think of the sentence? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Jake's owner said, "The past few months have been extremely traumatic for our family. Jake wasn't simply a family pet, but a trained support dog, a companion, and my best friend. We had travelled to over 22 countries together and were planning on more adventures before his life was cut short. We continue to miss our boy Jake every day, and it is still difficult to comprehend the unnecessary injuries and suffering that he had to go through which ultimately resulted in him losing his life. We wish to thank North Yorkshire Police for being so supportive and caring during this process and making sure that justice was served for Jake. Police Sergeant Julian Pearson said, "Oakland's driving posed a serious risk to other road users as he drove the stolen vehicle in an appalling way. Thankfully, with the use of specialist police resources, we were able to quickly bring the vehicle to a stop less than 30 minutes after it was reported stolen. He showed no regard for the safety of the family dog that was in the rear of the vehicle. It was imperative that we quickly located Jake after the collision and ensured he received immediate veterinary care and returned to his owners. This case has touched everyone involved in the investigation, and we all wished that Jake made a full recovery from his injuries. Sadly, this wasn't to be, and Jake passed away a few weeks later. Jake was a family member, a loved one, and will be dearly missed." If you already subscribe to our YouTube channel, then you might have noticed that this is the third pursuit video in a row that we have published where the fleeing driver was already disqualified from driving. Perhaps it is time that the powers that be came up with a way of ensuring that disqualified drivers do not get behind the wheel. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments below. As always, we'd like to say a massive thank you to our channel members for supporting our YouTube channel by becoming a member. If you'd like to become a member of our channel and access exclusive features and perks, then click on the link in the video description or click on the join button that appears underneath the video. Another really easy way of supporting our channel is by sending us a super thanks. Anyone who sends us a super thanks with a comment or question will always be guaranteed an answer from a member of our team. Before you go, please don't forget to give the video a like because it means that more people on YouTube will get to see it. And also don't forget to check out our other videos and playlists.